What's the deal, family? Welcome back to the Realest Reaction channel on YouTube. It's your boy Sean. We here with another banger for y'all, man. So look, we got war in Cali. Hoovers versus Neighborhood Crips, Part 1. LA, California war, Episode 1, man. So look, I do a lot of videos that do a lot of reaction videos that tend to look at like different types of violence, man. Whether it's in America, outside of America, different countries, different continents, UK violence, man, gangs out of Australia, gangs out of South Africa, in Africa in general, all types of different areas, places, situations, man, just trying to look at the real. So recently I came across this page, man. Shouts out to this dude too. What's his name? War in Cali, man. Shouts out to this dude right here, man. But basically he's doing a lot of videos that he just started dropping, like I mean, this a couple days ago, or like last month or whatever. So a lot of his videos, man, is covering stuff that goes on in my city, man. I live in LA, you guys know this, so it covers what's going on in my city, and it's close to home, but it's the same stories and the same real things I be trying to tell y'all about when I do the UK gang reactions, when I do the Australia gang reactions, the South Africa gang reactions, and I bring up what's going on in LA. Now we could actually, you guys can see from my perspective, of what goes on in my city, and maybe why you guys might hear me say some stuff about what's going on in your city because of what goes on in mine. So we're gonna check this out. Episode 1, man. If y'all want me to do part 2 of this, just let me know in the comments. Hit that like button, subscribe on the video. As a disclaimer, I got no affiliations, man. I ain't tied to nothing. I got a big family, a lot of family members in LA. A lot of people, yeah, if you from LA, you know, a lot of people just move in different types of ways out here, man. So that's just my disclaimer. I don't got no ties to nothing. I'm just giving you my reaction and perspective from a nigga from LA, man. Let's get to it.
This channel's been a long time coming. I would like to give a shout out to Hood Politics. I've seen many segments of different cities and different stories, but none of them being correct or accurate. This here is war in Cali. Everything you see here is going to be straightforward accuracy. Now let's get into it. My first story, this first segment of war in Cali, is going to be the Hoovers versus the neighborhoods. South Central Los Angeles is broken into two sides, the west side and the east side. They're divided by the 110 freeway. The Hoover criminals started in the early 1970s on the west side of Los Angeles as the Hoover Groupers. Around that time, many gangs all over South Central Los Angeles were becoming Crips. Stanley Tookie Williams and Raymond Washington, prominent Crips in the 1970s, convinced the Hoover Groupers to join the Crips. They accepted. By the late 19...
Hey, man, rest in peace to Stanley Tookie Williams, man. Rest in peace, bro. Executed, bro, man. You know what I'm saying? That was a legend, dog. Legend, community, revolution in progress, man. Him and Raymond Washington.
In the 1970s, the Hoovers became one of the most respected and feared Crips in the city. But by the 1980s, they became one of the most hated. As you can see on this map, the Hoovers cover a lot of territory. But this is just a small part.
I was literally about to move. Where was I about to move? That's 92nd. Where is it at? It's Gage, South, Inglewood, or Cemetery. I was about to move like right here. Somewhere around right over there. I was about to move over there. It didn't fall through, so I can say it now. But I was about to move over there. I would have been moving there next month, like right here. Like right there. Damn, it's crazy.
Portion of their territory. They stretch from 52nd to 112th on Hoover. The Hoover consists of many subsets under the Hoover umbrella.
Yeah, literally, that's 54th? That's 54th? Yeah, I was going to move about 2 blocks up. I was going to literally be living right here. Borderline.
Starting with the 5 Deuce Hoovers. This is the only Hoover set that remains Crips to this day. The remaining Hoovers are the 5-9 Hoovers, the 7-4s, the A-Trays, not to get confused with the A-Tray gangsters, the 9 Deuces, the 9-4s, the 107s, and 11 Deuces. There used to be a 4-tray Hoover, but it faded out with many members dying, going to jail, and just a switch in the overall neighborhood. Now this area is considered the dark side 40s neighborhood Crips territory, which would be the rivals to the Hoovers.
Lots of subsets over there. Yeah. That's where, if y'all ever seen the movie South Central, it was like Hoover, what's his name? It's like Hoover Deuce, right? 5 Deuce, Hoover, you feel me? That's where that comes from, if you didn't know. It might even be 9, I could be wrong about that. Let's keep it real. But I believe that's where the whole South Central movie and the whole OG Bobby Johnson from Hoover Deuce, I think that's 5 Deuce. Maybe it's 9 Deuce or something else, but that's what I'm pretty sure it's from.
The Hoovers took on a reputation in the 80s and the 90s as one of the grimiest and shadiest hoods in Los Angeles, taking on anyone who challenged them from the Crips to the Bloods and even some Serrano gangs, gaining them the motto EBK, which stands for Everybody Killer, which caused them many fallouts and many beefs in LA. LA was split into 2 different cards, the Gangster Crip card and the Neighborhood Crip card. The Hoovers chose neither because they had beef with every neighborhood gang, which we'll get into in a minute, and most of the Gangster Crip gangs.
And all that.
With all the beef coming from both cards, Hoovers decided to drop the Crip from their identity and just become criminals. With most of their rivals being Crips, they thought why remain a Crip faction? Orange would become the most identifiable color with the Hoovers, and primary color, and so would the Houston Astro hat to identify the H in Hoover. So by the mid-90s, the Hoover Crips was no longer, but you still may hear some OGs in their 40s and uprange still refer to themselves as Crips. But for the last few decades, the Hoovers have been referred to as criminals.
Facts.
Now let's get into their rivals, the Neighborhood Crips.
Slauson,
The Neighborhood Crips consists of many different sets. You might be most familiar with the Rollin' 60 Crips, which famous rapper Nipsey Hussle was from. But the Neighborhood Crips consists of over 30 different gangs in this card, some being the East Coast Crips, which has many different subsets under that umbrella. Others in...
Yeah, let's keep it real though. When it comes to like Neighborhood Crips, bro, there's a lot of different subsets, but they still kind of go under an umbrella. But there's a whole host of subsets that go on within that.
The Neighborhood card include the Rollin' 40s, the Rollin' 90s, as well as the Rollin' 100s. They all fall under the Neighborhood card. Rollin' 30s are a close ally of the Neighborhood card, but they are not a Neighborhood card.
No.
They are in a Rollin' alliance, which includes the 30s, the 40s, the 60s, the 90s, the 100s as well. In my opinion, I believe this is the biggest card with so many gangs, and those gangs having huge numbers.
Yeah, extreme amounts.
The Neighborhood
bro.
Crips started a little bit after 1979, after the war began between the Rollin' 60 Crips and the A-Trade gangsters. This war started over a Rollin' 60's brother being killed by A-Trade gangster. This war left many picking sides. Some choosing the Rollin' 60s, others choosing the A-Trade gangsters.
That all happened over a girl. It happened because, bro, there's a video of Monster, Cody Scott, bro. He wrote a book called Monster too. But he an OG, man. There's a video of him talking about how that beef started, how it went down, the whole thing around it, surrounding it, all the bloodshed after that. If you guys want me to react to that, I'll do it. I'll do it if you want me to react to that. But yeah, it all started off literally nothing. They all homies, and because of some little situation, you know, it's war. It's wartime between those two groups, for sure. But then that war spreads out to bigger groups, subsets, different subsets start to partake in it. And now the war that became one crew versus another crew. Now it's a whole umbrella of shit versus a whole nother umbrella and an ally, some shit. You feel me? Crazy.
According to Monster Cody, a reputable A-Trade gangster Crip,
Boom!
in his book, The Autobiography of a LA Gang Member, page 267, he spotted in 1984 a meeting between the Rollin' 60s, the Raymond Crips, and other Crip neighborhoods, which would be a meeting to form an allegiance against other gangs that were their rivals. That would be the Hoovers and any other
For all my peoples, man, read this book, bro. Read this book for real. I read this when I was like in middle school when I read this or some shit. Yeah. Read this book, man. It's an amazing book. Really teach you a lot, show you a lot. Especially if you're younger, you know, and you know, there's a lot of cats that's young, that's a part of some shit, but they don't even understand. They know, okay, I'm from this gang and we beefing with them. That's just how it is, right? Or I'm from this crew and we beef with them. That's just how it is. But they don't really know why, the origination of that. I got homies from both. I got people I know from both these crews, Hoovers and Neighborhood, and or affiliated with both too. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't got no sides. But what I'm saying is people know that they got a beef with this crew, they got a beef with that crew, but have no idea why or the origination of where it comes from. So all you know is you see a nigga wearing orange, so now you gotta go do what you gotta do. You see another cat wearing the NY hat, wearing an NY jersey and NY hat in a certain spot. Now you gotta do what you gotta do without even knowing why or where that stems from or comes from. And so, important book, you know what I'm saying? Read that for sure, 100%.
Gang claiming gangster Crip. The Hoovers are hated by some gangs for different reasons. Shout out to Kev Mack for the insight on all the hoods from his interviews with many neighborhood gangs. You can see the outlooks on why some rivalries started with the Hoovers.
Big U.
Here's Big U, an OG member of the Rolling 60s. Crips, a part of the neighborhood card, describing incidents in the late 70s.
We used to go to when we was in Horseman. On my first time going there, and we got into it with the Hoovers. I mean, I don't think we ever got along with the Hoovers in my whole existence. And this had to be like 79, even before we was fighting H-Way gangsters. The homies get into it with the Hoovers, and the homies and the Hoovers got into it in the skate ring. And I remember we squabbling.
Big U describes the Hoover beef starting back in the late 1970s. Here's another OG member of the neighborhood Crips, or of the Raymond set to be exact, also sharing his run-ins with the Hoovers in that era.
Fights with y'all, but everybody don't realize the Hoovers started hating us because of our alliance with the 60s. All that shit started in the 80s. Y'all and them.
Oh, you talking about Raymond? Oh, you from Raymond Avenue?
Who do they see together all the time? What, 60s over here? Raymond's on Bryanhurst. 8th Ave, 11th Ave, you know.
The 80s, the 70s beef?
It's a 70s beef, but it was no. I was going to Henry Clay, man, in the 70s, man.
Oh, Henry.
And we had fist fights because they thought they were stronger than us.
Because you ain't knowing, you ain't hearing about us, nigga. We getting into it. Everybody across Normandy. The blocks too. I said, my hood too. He said, yeah, cuz. He said, nigga, every day, nigga, we been getting up at the Washington at the school let out, homie. We getting there. He said, man, he said, Hawk, you been in jail, nigga. When you go to your hood, homie, they don't let you know what's been going on. I said, damn, homie, I thought that shit got squared away, man, when I've been going to you. He said, oh no, he came back, man. He said, man, we fighting like a motherfucker, he said.
With over 4 decades of bloodshed between the Hoovers and gangs in the neighborhood card, I would like to take a deep dive into a few cases that have happened in the past between the Hoovers and the neighborhood card. This channel doesn't condone snitching or putting anyone in jail. Everything said about these cases are public record. It wouldn't affect or get anyone additional jail time. Our first case starts in July 11, 1989, of the now non-existent set of the Fort Trey Hoovers. 4 members of the Fort Trey Hoovers, Maurice Taylor, Judah Bean, 8-Ball, and Big Black, stood on the corner of 43rd and Kansas. Things quickly went bad when a man named Troy Mitchell yelled from a nearby apartment building, "Fuck Hoover." Judah Bean led the other 3 Hoovers to Mitchell's apartment and an altercation pursued.
Bro,
Fuck
hold
Hoover.
up.
Judah Bean led.
He did that from his apartment building? Bro, come on, dog. Be smarter than that, though, at least. Now niggas know exactly where you at, where you live, where you stay, where to pull up, where to find you every single day. Every single day for the rest of your life until you move out of there. They gonna know exactly where you at, where you live, where you stay. You know what I mean? How to get there, where it's at, what block it's on, who, you know what I'm saying? They know everything there. You done. That's just a bad move, bro. Like, number one thing, what Lil Wayne say? Real G's move in silence like lasagna, bro. You move in silence. You whatever happens when it gotta happen, it happens. But outside of that, you're supposed to be moving in silencio. Silencio. And that's where a lot of cats mess up, man. Move in silence, bro.
Led the other 3 Hoovers to Mitchell's apartment and an altercation pursued.
Right there. Yeah.
After the fight ended, all of the Fort Trey Hoovers went back to the corner of 43rd and Kansas. Mitchell drove by the group with his fellow Rolling 40 gang members and opened fire on the group, hitting Big Black in the ankle and Judah Bean in the arm. Big Black was taken to the hospital and Judah Bean refused and retreated to an unhouse nearby. Kimberly Johnson, Judah Bean's girlfriend, learned of the shooting and rushed to his aid at his aunt's house. She tried to convince him to go to the hospital, but they never got there. En route, Judah Bean asked her to stop in front of Mitchell's apartment. There stood a group of Rolling 40s. One of them held a long barrel shotgun. Judah Bean rolled down his window and yelled, "I wish you would shoot me." He got out the car and yelled it again. Judah Bean got his wish. Moments later, he would be
Yeah.
laying there on the ground with one bullet passed through his neck and lodged into his spine, another in his right leg. Judah Bean's girlfriend would drive off in fear, leaving Judah Bean on the street. People on the street either ran or piled into their cars. Mitchell jumped in the car and made a U-turn and trampled Judah Bean's body. That would be the fatal blow.
And that's how it be, bro. For all my UK cats, if you guys are watching this video, this is what I was trying to tell y'all about the guns versus the knives and shit that be over there. You know what I mean? Like, it's two different ways. Yeah, one's more brutal when you gotta be right there, but it's too easy for somebody to press a trigger and bop, you gone. And you can't do nothing about that. At least you got a chance to run. You got a chance to run, dip off, get in the car, be up. But when... and it's too easy for also too easy for niggas to pull the trigger. It's too easy for niggas to want to pull the trigger, and it's too easy to pull the trigger. Well, that's a bad combination, and the weapons is out here everywhere. There ain't no ban. They out here. Weapons is guns is easily able to get. You can get one. You don't even need connections. You just start asking people. You'll get one. You'll get one. You'll find one. That shit wild, bro.
Mitchell would be charged alone, and he would be charged with second-degree murder. Now, this next case I'm about to get into is about Jessica Marie Williams, a.k.a. Groove, a female member of the A-Tray Hoovers. On May 30th, 2008, Joshua Earls was walking from his house on 104th and Manhattan Place when a car pulled up and a passenger with a Yankees hat, which is worn by the neighborhood Crips, asked Earls where was he from. He started to back up, but before he could, he would be shot in the chest, shoulder, and leg. LAPD recovered 10 shell casings at the scene. June 2nd, 2008, on 67 in Vermont, neighbors were hear around 8 gunshots and a voice yell, "Hoover," and see a person with a Yankee hat running away from the scene. 19-year-old Fenton Brown would be found laid on the ground before he died. He said he was shot by a woman who asked where he was from. June 3rd, 2008, on 81st and Hoover, Groove would be stopped by the police. She had on a Yankee hat at the time. She wore to throw off her enemies. She had a .40 caliber pistol in her possession. She asked the arrested...
Bro, and they be doing that too, bro. So you'll have... Hey, shouts out to Warren Cali, Kev Mack, and Xavier TV, Watts Homie Quan, all these cats, bro. You'll have a Crip wearing all red. Or Hoover wearing all New York shit. And then be in they hood just to catch somebody. Oh, what's up, hood? What's up, whatever, whoopty wop? What's up, you know what I'm saying? What's up, Groove? Just to catch somebody slipping. And once they catch you slipping, and boom, it's a wrap. It's some real, like, it's some funny stuff, you know what I mean, that be going on, and you gotta be careful. And especially shout out to Xavier for always telling people about the hat game. The hat game and the jersey game in LA is like wearing yo, you know, when the army go out, they gotta wear the army clothes. That's your army clothes in South Central, bro. It's sometimes your jerseys and your hat game. You can't go see the Yankees go play the Dodgers and you wearing the Yankee gear in the wrong area. You can't. That's just how it be, man. It's crazy, but that's your uniform. Literally. Sometimes it's just a hat is your uniform. It's not as crazy as it used to be, like when I was younger, but it's still, that's still what it kind of is, bro. Let's be honest.
If they liked her nap pat, which is a diss to neighborhood Crips. Groove would be charged with first-degree murder of Fenton Brown, who she believed was a 6'5" Menlo neighborhood Crip, and the murder of Joshua Earls, who was in the Rolling 100 neighborhood Crip territory when he was murdered. She received 75 years plus life. This will conclude part 1. If you would like a part 2 or other hood beats discussed, like, comment, and subscribe.
Anyways, man, damn, that was the Warren Cali Hoovers versus the neighborhood Crips. Let me know if you guys want me to do more of this one. I'm trying to stay neutral, but I live around here. I got homies that's affiliated here, locked up right now. Homies affiliated here, locked up right now. You know what I mean? Bodies, bro. There's just bodies, bro. And hey, it is what it is. This shit real though. This shit is real. It is what it is though. Stay safe, man. Make good decisions. Be careful. Don't be a part of something you ain't ready to deal with the consequences of what that's gonna be. And that's number one. If you're not ready to deal with the consequences of what comes with it, don't be a part of that. Don't even play around with that. Because there's people out there that's not playing, that got no options, got no choice. they back is against the wall, and they gonna do whatever to make sure they gonna eat tonight. You feel me? Or to make sure that you not gonna take none of their food, and you can't, because you're gonna be no longer. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. Also, we gonna keep doing these reactions if you guys want them, just so we know originations of beefs, what they mean, why stuff is happening, how it's happening. Open up some of that spotlight, not to get people caught up, but to get people thinking better, thinking smarter, worried about getting this money. These guys was cool. It used to be no biggie. Then it became a biggie. And now there's still bodies 2008, 2010, 2011, 19, you know, bodies, all because of something that happened in like the 60s, the 50s, the 70s, wherever. You know what I mean? Just something that happened way back when. And now people still losing their lives over it. Even innocent, whether you innocent or not. You feel me? That's it, man. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Continue to stay safe. Keep it real, real always. You just everyone. Next time.